Lying in the dark is driving me insane, and I can bear it no longer.
Hey everyone, it's Nico, here with a game that I think is the absolute weirdest game I've ever played. Not just in the indie space, but just in general. This is called Don't Be a Baby. It recently released on Steam a few days ago, and I've had the opportunity to play it since the developer shot me over a key, and I also have a few to give away, so stick around to the end of the video if you're interested in winning a copy of this for yourself. But this is a very humorous, very weird run and gun side scroller where you play as a baby armed with a bottle of breast milk who is going out on his own into the world because his mother neglected him. So I don't even know what to make of this. I'm sure that premise alone probably piqued your interest, or at least I hope it did. But I want to ask all of you, let me know down in the comments below, what's the weirdest game you've ever played? It could be any game in general or just an indie game, it doesn't matter. Please let me know. I'm curious what other weird ass games there are out there. So let's get into what this game is.
Wait, don't go, hey, hey, check it out.
Now the first thing I want to draw your attention to is these like story scenes that you get. And they're weird for a few reasons. First of all, let's address the graphical style, which looks like it's pulled out of the early 2000s with its like flash art. It's just weird. I wouldn't say the animations and things like during gameplay are bad, but they look hilarious during cutscenes. Like the baby's joints are all weird and there's random kind of like visual garbage on the screen, and then on top of that we have some like voiceover that is recorded on like a 2006 Nokia phone, and this guy's been like a smoker for 35 years even though he's a baby.
Hey, get your lazy self up and put out that fire. We all gotta cross this bridge.
Too big. You gotta watch it burn. Sit back, watch it burn, grab a beer and watch it burn.
And then in terms of the gameplay, like, yeah, it's a run and gun side scroller. You have a double jump. There's a few different weapons with limited ammunition. They all essentially shoot milk. And then you also have diaper bombs if you want to throw some shit at your enemies. So they're basically like your grenades. And the bulk majority of the levels are just simple linear levels. You go from left to right till you get the end. The levels end pretty abruptly. You'll probably get another cutscene, maybe a boss fight, as there are 5 different bosses. And 3 of the 12 levels are simply just boss fights. But just in general, like, the game doesn't necessarily control bad, but it doesn't really control great either. It's a bit stiff, and you know, I guess it doesn't matter too much because there's not a whole lot of platforming where you're gonna get punished for it. But just in general, like, this isn't the smoothest controlling game. It's so weird because I'm running through as a baby, or even riding a skateboard through as a baby, and I'm shooting strippers and drunken civilians and other weird characters or angry dogs and all sorts of weirdness. Like, weird is the only word I could really think of to accurately portray this game. Genuinely. This is definitely one for those of you that appreciate like hilariously bad games and find some enjoyment in that. Or maybe you like B movies, you know, that aren't the cream of the crop, but they're still fun, maybe a little rough around the edges. I don't necessarily know that I would call this one really fun. I would definitely call this one hilarious. I think they got that aspect of the description pretty nailed down because I just was playing through it and I didn't care that the gameplay was a bit lackluster because I was just laughing at it the whole time. Maybe that's the point. Maybe that was what the developer was going for. I have no idea. There's fourth wall breaking moments in the game. I mean, the baby with the raspy voice and the premise and of the story and the enemies you're gonna fight. It just weird boss fights and level designs. in just a weird concept. Just easily makes this game just weird, wacky, and stupid. And that's the only thing I could really say about Don't Be a Baby. Like, yeah, there's some redeeming qualities to it because it made me laugh, and I think there's something to be said about that. But this isn't one that you're going to play and it's going to be like your game of the year or game of the month or probably not even your game of the day. But it's a cheap one at only $5. And like I said, I do have a few copies of it to give away. So if you're interested in winning one of these 4 keys that the developer was kind enough to give me for my audience, head down to the pinned comment, head over to Twitter, and get yourself entered. And maybe you're going to win a copy. But if not, the game's only $5. If you enjoy hilarious games, this is one to check out. If you only like to play games that have fun gameplay, I think this one definitely misses the mark there. At least it does for me, because I'm a huge run and gun fan, and there are certainly better run and gun games than this. But it definitely made me laugh, and I don't know if it necessarily made me feel older, because it reminded me of early 2000s Flash games and Nokia phones for the voiceovers, or if it made me feel younger, because it made me feel like I was in that era again. But you know what? You guys decide. Either way, this was Don't Be a Baby. It's available now on Steam. Check the pinned comment for the giveaway link and a link to the Steam page if you want to grab this for yourself. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, what's going on over here? Look at her. What's going on in my pants, huh? What's going on down there?